Guys, today we've got not one, but two undefeated Jordan 4s coming. Sneaker reselling is not dead, it's evolving. And is Jordan Brand's death inevitable? Welcome to Sneaky Sundays, boy, we got some good stuff coming today. But of course, let me hit you with a quick release recap, starting off with the Soleil Bembury Crocs Juniper model that dropped, I believe, on the 5th. These things surprisingly hung around the website for a little while. I could go in and potentially purchase a pair after the fact, like I think on the 6th. Let me know if you picked up a pair of these things. For me, it was just a little bit too rough with shipping, so I passed. I'm gonna wait for a wider release if that happens. On the 6th, we had the Nike Kobe 8 Protro Team Bank collection. Let me know if you grabbed any of these. And just yesterday, we had the Jordan 4 RM Driveway Gray, and I'm happy to say we got them. Overall, some pretty solid releases, but of course, you know, we gotta hop into this upcoming stuff, so let's kick it off with some releases that you absolutely need to know about that are dropping pretty soon. First one is the huge return of Patta's Nike Air Max 1 Chorophyll. They are going to be dropping this month, very soon actually. So we got some shots over here of the shoes being worn by different people. I think they were doing some kind of shoot with these things. We've even got official images of them. You've got like special, you know, 20th anniversary branding on like the insole and the box. Here's a shot of them up close in hand, looking pretty good. I think slightly different, but still pretty good. Either way, if you're after these, which I assume a decent amount of people are, they're going to be dropping through Patta exclusively on September the 13th. There might be a wider release in the near future, but that's the first release date we have. And of course, they're going to retail for $160. Another insanely hyped sneaker release for this month. We're finally freaking getting these things. It's the Nike SB Dunk Low Visty. It's called the Visty, but it's a Verdy collaboration. These goddamn fluffy teddy bear looking ass things, they are going to be dropping. In fact, they've already loaded up to the Nike sneakers app. They're dropping on September the 20th. Now, don't forget, alongside the SB Dunks, we're also going to be getting these right over here, the Ishod versions, the Ishod Nike SB, which honestly I think are like a little bit more wearable than the fluffy version. And I also really like this silhouette as well. Both of them are going to be pretty limited, but more so the SBs. Apparently 25,000 pairs in total, which makes it one of the most limited sneakers of this entire year. I mean, this page over here is estimating that the resale price will be $400 plus. I don't know about that. We'll have to wait and see. Let me know what you think about the Verdy Dunks down in the comment section, but let's keep it moving. LeBron's brand new training shoe is going to be dropping this month. We've actually got a look at a bunch of new colorways. It actually looks pretty interesting. I might want to try these things out. They could be pretty solid for the gym. So the debut model is going to be this one over here, kind of like the neon vibes, just gray with a Volt green Nike swoosh. That's going to be dropping on September the 19th. Then we got this one all kind of murdered out with some gray accents. These are going to be dropping October the 10th, and then we're getting the purple ones on October the 23rd, and then this one finally at some point in November. On September the 20th, we're going to be getting the best colorway so far on the Nike Hot Step 2, obviously the Drake collaboration, and they're murdered out. They're looking like some freaking Batman shoes. So these things, thankfully, they're not sparkly, they're not shiny, they're just matte black with, well, you do get a little bit of shine with that kind of like metallic vent that's on the side. If you've been looking at this pair of shoes or this sneaker model like I have, being like, damn, I like the look of it, but I'm just waiting for the right colorway, in my opinion, this is the best one, and it's one that I'm going to be going for. Either way, again, it's going to be dropping through Nocta September 20th. However, the Nike sneakers app and a bunch of different retailers are going to be dropping them September the 28th. Next up, we got today's video sponsor, Represent, who is dropping their brand new Storm Runner sneaker on Wednesday the 11th. And guess what? I'm actually wearing them right now. This is the pair that's going to be dropping, and honestly, guys, I have been wearing these for a couple days now. I even took them to an event in London. They are insanely comfortable. They're dropping in 3 different colorways, the black metallic all over cream, and then what they're calling the OG colorway, which is actually pretty fire. Now, like I said, this is by far the most comfortable shoe that Represent has ever made. This midsole is like super soft and squishy. They're even lightweight, but keep that kind of like designer shoe vibe to them. They've got slight distressing on the midsole, which I think kind of works with this colorway. As you can see, the upper has like a mesh base material, but then just swirling around it a bunch of different, you know, synthetic metallic panels, which I think give it a dope look. If you are interested in these things, I would recommend going with your true to size. These are a really good kind of everyday shoe. Like, I could throw these on to the gym or just dress them up. And obviously, I paired it with some pieces from Represent's new Fall Winter 24 drop, which if you haven't checked that out, I also recommend. That is the Represent Storm Runner, dropping Wednesday the 11th. Don't forget, if you do want to check these things out, all of the links will be down in the description. Huge thanks to Represent for sponsoring today's today's video, but let's get back to it. All right, this is a really interesting pair of shoes and an interesting topic of conversation. So we just got first looks of Jordan Brand's brand new sneaker model. It's called the Flight Court, and it's actually going to be debuted with a collaboration with Who Decides War by Taylor Diamore. So this sneaker model is actually going to be dropping this year, holiday season 2024, and take a look at these things. So a couple interesting aspects. First of all, and what a lot of people are pointing out, is that they look very, very similar to the Jordan 4 RM, just without like the plastic on the top. So if we zoom in over here, you can see that they've actually done a pretty cool job with the materials. Like, it looks like it's going to be decently premium. And get this, the retail price on these is only $115. You've got like some kind of velvet sock liner, which is pretty interesting as well. It looks like a decent Jordan Brand model, but at the same time, all of these same, you know, kind of pros exist with the Jordan 4 RM. It was more affordable, it has decent quality, and I think it's a really solid pair of shoes. But it just struggles to get traction, it struggles to get people excited about it, and it got me thinking, like, this is a common trend with Jordan Brand. They have insane hype around all of their like heritage sneakers, like the Jordan 1 or the Jordan 4. When they bring back these older models, they're basically a brand with a lot of retros. That seems to bring like the most amount of attention towards it, but every time they debut a new sneaker, it never really grabs attention. And then considering they are like a performance basketball brand, even if you compare some of their basketball models to other brands and what they're doing now, like the Adidas AE1 or some of the Pumas, they're like garnering a lot more hype than Jordan Brand is. And it's like, can Jordan Brand shake this kind of, you know, retro dominant lineup and actually produce some hyped up sneakers that are brand new models? Let's face it, as a brand who is solely relying on retros, one day those retros are going to lose touch with the current demographic. The people who remember those Jordan 1s and remember Michael Jordan playing in them, or have a lot of nostalgia of, you know, everybody wearing Jordans when they were kids, once they grow up and, you know, move on to the next generation, are they going to have the same kind of attachment towards these retro Jordans? Will Jordan become played out when people don't care about retros anymore? I know that we're deep into, you know, a few years now of Jordan relying heavily on retros, but it just gets me thinking, like, when was the last time Jordan Brand released a brand new sneaker model that really got a lot of people hyped and excited? I mean, personally, I love the Jordan 4 RM, and I love the look of these things, especially at $115. So it will be interesting to see how people kind of feel about it, and I'd love to know what you guys think of this new model down in the comment section. Would you rock these? Okay, so this one I'm actually extremely excited about. We've got a brand new Nike model, kind of brand new, but it looks insane. This is the Nike Zoom Vomero Rome, and we've spoke about this sneaker model in the past. I think we looked at the flax colorway, but they have just given us some official looks at two new insane colorways, which I am definitely going to be picking up. So first of all, we got this black one, which is super clean. I mean, they've upgraded the Zoom Vomero 5 silhouette significantly. Like, they've beefed up the entire shoe to be more weatherproof and more comfortable apparently as well. So you've got like water repellent material on the top, you've got like a rubberized guard around the entire shoe. Obviously you can see a severely beefed up midsole. They are going to be a little bit more expensive at $180, but I think this might be a very top tier fall 2024 type sneaker. They're also going to be dropping this cream or sail colorway, which I think looks incredible as well. I think this silhouette, like knowing the Zoom Vomero 5 and how insanely comfortable and great of like a daily everyday sneaker that they are, having them beefed up for the fall time, it's really appealing. They've definitely brought over some elements from like the ACG line. They're going to be dropping a bunch of different colorways this fall season. Let me know what you think about these. We finally got first looks at the upcoming Kobe Air Force 1. So this is a look at the kind of the mock-up that was, you know, kind of around for a while now, and then this is the actual shot of the shoe, pretty much damn near identical to the freaking mock-up, so good job there. It's basically an all-white Air Force 1. It has that Kobe logo around the back, which is kind of like the signature placement for any kind of, you know, Nike Air Force 1 collab. Now those are the only actual images that we have, but these are all the speculative mock-ups, which are basically pretty accurate. But in terms of a release date, it's still pretty random and unconfirmed. Like, this over here says like summer 2024. Like, hey buddy, summer's gone. So hopefully they drop at some point this year, but we don't have any specific release dates. We got some more and better looks at the Jordan 1 Low Howard University, which is definitely gaining in hype and excitement. I think this is a very clean pair of Jordan 1. So they're going to be dropping this October on the 12th for $140 retail. This is a nice pair of 1 Lows, and I think because it has like, you know, the Howard University PE ties. A lot of people are going to be excited about these. And I really love that little red Nike swoosh on the toe box. I think it makes these things just, you know, stand out a little bit from like a random regular pair of Jordan 1s. All right, let's talk about some Halloween or October time sneaker releases. The first one, I gotta talk about these things again. Nike's creepy ass Dunk Low for Halloween features scary skulls. Okay, chill out. Just, it features skulls. Nobody's getting freaking scared by this. Now look, this is a pair of dunks that I'm genuinely excited about because I think they just look so freaking cool. They look so interesting, and I'm super glad that they're doing something very different with these. So they've obviously gone insane with the leather cracking here. This has got to be the most cracked up leather I have ever seen. And then you're also getting like this rubber material on the Nike swoosh, and then of course like its main feature, which is the skull on the toe box. I just wonder how it's going to feel on foot, because normally when you're walking you want the toe box to kind of crease with your foot. It just makes them more comfortable. But if this is like a hard rubber, then you're kind of like going to be creasing in a weird place. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see for when, you know, we actually see some on foot shots or when people finally start wearing them. But yeah, this is a Halloween release with an expected release date of October the 31st. Another Halloween release is the Kobe 5 Protro X-Ray, which is looking very, very clean. We just got some brand new images. So obviously taking a lot of inspiration from the Skeleton Forces, which they did a bunch of different colorways of. Either way, they look cool and they are very, very Halloween. It's a signature kind of thing for Nike now when they've released so many X-Ray shoes. Either way, yeah, this is another Halloween release, so potentially October 31st or just at some point in October. Eastside Golf just unveiled their first collaboration with Nike. 2 pairs are dropping in October. This is obviously on the Air Max 1, but they're doing something pretty interesting over here where they've got like these removable or replaceable Nike swooshes. Clip it on or just clip this material on. And they're massively oversized as well, or at least from these shots they look like they're oversized. So some customizable opportunities over here. Yeah, if you're a golfer, these collaborations look pretty sick. So we got 2 different models, obviously this one over here. Either way, they're going to be dropping October the 4th through Eastside Golf app, and then October the 7th through Nike.com. All right, this one's pretty freaking wild. So Stockx is going to be collaborating or teaming up with Walmart. That's right, this is pretty bizarre, but let me tell you why this seems to be like the natural evolution of sneaker reselling. So Stockx just announced that their sneakers will be available at Walmart. So this is actually starting September the 10th, so literally in a couple days. Hundreds of items will be available on Walmart's website, and Stockx will fulfill and verify all of the products. And this partnership is planning or aiming to achieve tens of thousands of products. So they're going hard. They're planning for like this to be the next big thing. They ended off here saying, as the sneaker resale market continues to thrive, with some estimates projecting it will reach $30 billion by 2030. Now, why I thought this was so interesting is because we've kind of been seeing little weird things when it comes to the sneaker resale market that kind of, you know, like a few years ago, it would be somebody buys a pair of shoes from a retailer or wins a raffle, and now they want to sell it for a profit. So these individuals would just throw it up on a resale platform. But more recently, we've been seeing sneaker reselling becoming a lot more kind of mainstream and conglomerate. So it's not really just individuals flipping a couple shoes here and there. It's now like big business. And that is what leads to really weird things happening in the sneaker resale game, like people getting like stealing a lot of products, people backdooring, like a lot of these stores are backdooring their sneakers and selling them early on Stockx. A great example of this, which is a recent release. So the Jordan 1 Midnight Navies, they drop on September the 14th. However, they've been available on Stockx for months now. I think some of the first sales were back in August. And look at this. They are all selling way under retail price. We're talking like, yeah, like a whole $60 under retail. Just on Stockx alone, there's 905 sales in the last however many days, like, yeah, in the last month. So this doesn't include all of the other resale platforms like potentially eBay or Go, and then of course all of the in-person stuff at like sneaker events. We recently saw a video of someone who had boxes stacked high way before the release actually happens. So my point being is like, how is this happening? And then second of all, sell them for under the retail price. Now there's plenty of different rumors going around. One would be like people are stealing these things, because we know that Nike had a massive issue where people were stealing a lot of sneakers from trailers. The second one would be be obviously backdooring. Some of these retailers know that they're not going to be able to sell these Jordan 1s for full retail price. So if they can flip them early for a little bit of a profit, they go ahead and do that. Some people even accuse Nike of letting go of their stock so that they could just resell and they make at least some profit and they don't have to slash prices. And it also looks like they sell out. Whatever it is, it just shows that there's more big business involved in sneaker reselling than just the individuals like it was a few years ago. So this could be really like the future of sneaker reselling. It's just no more about the individuals. You know, it started off by people in person, you know, doing trades and doing little, you know, flips. And it went to the platforms, and now it seems like it's in the hands of big business. Either way, that is pretty much my thoughts on that Walmart Stockx situation. We're gonna have to see how this pans out. Let me know your thoughts about this down in the comment section, but let's keep it moving. Right, we just got official images of the highly anticipated black toe reimagined Air Jordan 1s, and they're coming in some really special packaging. So this is an October release. It's gonna be a big October release. I believe it's happening October the 18th. They retail for $180, which there was some rumors going around that these would be $250. Don't worry, it's still $180. Basically just looking like, you know, pretty regular as far as like the actual materials. Like there's no cracking or anything like that. They've definitely sailed out the midsole, which is something to take note of. Obviously, I think the main change is just the Jordan Wings logo not being there anymore and just the Air Jordan text. They've blown up the image of Michael Jordan having this shoe around his neck. So this is like an old image, and this was like, you know, a sample pair where it had the Air Jordan text, and that's what this actual pair of shoes is based off of. So yeah, on one hand, it's like cool box, that's really good like storytelling. On the other hand, it's like they've made a sneaker based off of a photo. Let me know what you think about them down in the comment section. Let's talk about this. This is a bit of a left field thing that I did not expect, but we're getting two versions of the Undefeated Air Jordan 4, which are obviously going to be dropping in 2025. Now, we've spoke about the insane return of the Air Jordan 4 Undefeated, but the weird thing is that they're dropping two identical versions, except one of them is going to have the Nike Air branding on the back, and then the other one is going to have the freaking Jumpman logo. I believe the original Undefeated 4s had the Jumpman logo on the back, so having the Nike Air branding, it's like, okay, which one are people going to prefer? The like exact copy of the original Undefeated 4s or the Nike Air branding? Traditionally, people always prefer the Nike Air branding, but which one would you take? The ones that look are like a true retro, or the other ones that are like a little bit modified? Now, it also gets me thinking, like, I imagine one of them, it might be like super limited, and then the other one is like a little bit more generally available, because we have heard that there's supposed to be like at least 100,000 pairs of these dropping, so a decent amount of stock, at least for a collaboration like this. So I don't know how they're going to do it. Either way, both of these different versions are going to be dropping June the 28th, 2025. Sticking with the 2025s, we just got a brand new look at the Nike Kobe 5 Eggplant colorway. These are going to be a spring 2025 release. They're a little bit different. So take a look at this. It looks like they've got like a giant snake wrapping around the freaking Nike swoosh, which is an interesting touch. Now, this was like a speculative mock-up, I believe, of what they were going to look like. I mean, I don't mind them. They look pretty wild. I think this is pretty cool. Either way, this is literally the only image that we have, so let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Drake is back, and he is going to be dropping a bunch of Air Force Ones, so, you know, the Love You Forever or the certified, I don't know what the hell they're called. Either way, we've got our first looks at one of the colorways. So this is, I don't know, some kind of light blue colorway, but they've switched up the midsole to be like almost slightly semi-translucent, which is a cool touch. Overall, it features like a lot of the same stuff that we saw on the triple white pair, where it has a Love You Forever text on the bottom and then some pretty decent leather on the upper. Sure, it's going to come with those freaking beads that he threw in with the last one, but we're also going to be getting a bunch of other colorways that are also in the works. So this is all going to be like a spring 2025 release. So we're getting palest purple, citron tint, pink foam, and then obviously a retro of the white one, and then this blue one over here. So here's like some speculative mock-ups of what they should look like. Relatively boring, you know, just like pale colors of the same shoe over and over. Oof, we just got some on-foot looks at a very appealing Nike Kobe 6. This is the All-Star 2.0. So I think this was like, I don't know, rumored to be the Sail colorway, but now they're calling it the All-Star 2.0. They've kind of swapped out the, I don't know, the reptile skin looking textured upper for these stars, which I think looks pretty dope. Definitely helps that this colorway is really, really nice as well, just all over Sail. Either way, they should be dropping All-Star Weekend, which is February 2025. A couple more 2025 2025 updates, we're going to be getting an Air Jordan 4 Denim. Now, we literally only have like one speculative mock-up of these things, but it's supposed to be a September 30th release. I don't know how the hell they already know that. That is probably going to change. Apparently, it's going to be two-toned, looking something like this, where there's like a lighter and then a slightly darker denim color. This could be pretty cool if they did it right. I don't know how I feel about denim, you know, Jordan 4s. Like, if you are wearing denim, like you got the denim shoes as well, like it might be a little bit strange. Next 2025 release, of course, is the Travis Scott Fragment Air Jordan 1 Low, which is expected to release in the fall season of 2025. Now, the reason I'm speaking about this is because we've got a couple more updates. So there's been more cancellations of some upcoming sneakers, and this is something that we spoke about a little while ago, where like we're all talking about how insane 2025 is going to be with incredible releases like the freaking Travis Scott Fragments, a bunch more other Travis Scott Jordan 1 Lows, the Undefeated 4s, the black metallic 5s. There's a huge amount of stuff which we've spoken at length, but then recently we've started seeing some cancellations of a lot of these rumored shoes. So this little post over here put it pretty well, where they've got 6 different shoes that have all been axed that were supposed to drop in 2025. And I believe a lot of these were confirmed to drop, however, have now been cancelled, or they were just never happening in the first place. So of course there was that weird rumor of like, we're getting Chicago's back. That's not happening. The off-white canary yellows, they're coming back. That's not happening, although I do think they're releasing some other off-white shoes. And then 3 different colorways of the Jordan 1 Low Travis Scotts, the shy pinks, the dark ponies, and then this one, I forget what it was called, like some kind of olive colorway. And then this is the most recent one, the Jordan 4, I think these were called like stone something. They're not happening. And so it gets me thinking, like, what about the Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 Low Fragment collaboration? Because that one seems very unbelievable as well, just like the Undefeated 4s and the off-white canary 1. So which one is it going to go towards? Is it going to be an actual release, or is it going to get cancelled? We're going to have to wait and see. But again, just like I said in my previous video, take a lot of these 2025 leaks with a grain of salt, because they seem to be getting freaking confirmed and then cancelled a few weeks later. But that wraps it up for this week's Sneaky Sundays. We do this every single week, guys, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can always stay informed of the latest updates. And if you want to check out another video, just click that one right over there.